When you make the decision to start your professional organizing business, it can quickly become very overwhelming when you have to consider all the logistics. You're not just organizing for clients, you are wearing all the hats, everything from sales to SEO, marketing, project management, and everything in between. And I don't say this to overwhelm you, but I do aim to be realistic so that I don't do you a disservice as a mentor. So in today's episode, I aim to help you define what being a successful professional organizer looks like. And my guest today is somebody that I would consider to be very successful in this industry, and she's got lots of tips to share with us. So I encourage you to stick around and let's get into it. What's up, beautiful speaker fam? Welcome to the Speak Organized podcast. I'm your host, Melanie Summers, professional organizer, decluttering expert, and ADHD organizing specialist. I like to speak organized to give you the tools to conquer your clutter, live life with more purpose, and learn all about the business of tidying. Do me a favor while you're sitting there, look at the screen of your device and give that subscribe button a tap, and that will make you an official member of the speaker fam, and I would be so honored to have you on board. If you're an Apple Podcast user, feel free to leave us a quick review. We would so appreciate the support and the feedback. And don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, to give us a big old thumbs up and tap that notification bell so you never miss out on another opportunity to learn about the business of tidying. Don't forget to follow along on social media. My handle is @ISpeakOrganized. I mostly hang out on Instagram, also on Facebook, and I've got a great Facebook group that you can join as well. It's totally free, and it's a great place to connect with other people on similar journeys that you might be in organizing and decluttering or trying to start your own business. You can ask questions, and lots of folks are in there very supportive to jump in and help out. So I know at this point, the majority of my audience here at I Speak Organized are folks that are just starting the journey of becoming a business owner, which is very exciting. But realistically, we got to be real. It can be very overwhelming. And that is why I started this channel, was to be able to provide you all with as many resources that go in pretty good depth about all the things that you need to know, all the basics to help you get started up and running in the right way. So in case you are brand new here, I always make sure to start out my episodes with just a quick rundown of all the resources I have available for you so that you feel supported and feel like you have the tools necessary to think to yourself, okay, I really can do this. I see what other people have done before me, and now I have what I need to be able to do it too. So I'm going to share that with you right now. You have the opportunity to schedule an affordable consultation with me to get all of your questions answered. For real, nothing is off the table. And I would be honored to strategize with you and provide you with tons of resources during our call. I am serious about my mission to help you successfully start your own business and help you overcome any fear or doubt you have in your ability to make home organizing your new career. It was the best thing I ever did, and I would love to help you do it too. My schedule fills up quickly, so be sure to click the link in the description or the pinned comment to book your call before all of my slots are full for the month. And if you're ready to get paying clients in the door faster, you're going to need a streamlined process to onboard your prospects. And I have taken all the guesswork out of doing that. What to ask potential clients during consultations, what to put in your agreements, getting customer reviews, and more with my signature Pro Organizer Forms pack. These are 9 done-for-you forms that are customizable in a free Canva account, and I'll even show you how to set up that account if you've never used Canva before. These forms will save you days, possibly weeks worth of work researching and drafting critical documents to run your business professionally, and they're specifically designed for our industry. All of my YouTube and podcast fam get an exclusive discount, YT Pro 8, and that will get you $8 off at checkout. Lastly, if you are totally intimidated by using social media for your business, I have a great class that you can watch on your own time called the I Speak Organized Social Media Method. It includes 5 20 to 30-minute lessons that will help you come up with endless post ideas for the most popular platforms, including easy Reels and TikTok video ideas, how to boost your following and engagement with people who actually like and share your content, how to post consistently without spending hours on social every day with my signature content planner that you'll receive for free at the end of class, and a breakdown of all my favorite tools and software. I've made it super accessible and affordable for you. And of course, you get a bonus discount for being part of my speaker fam, ISO Social 5 at checkout. Okay, speaker fam, I want to welcome you to this episode. I am joined by my awesome guest. I have Beth Spiroff of her Beth Spiroff Home Organizing based in Southeast Michigan. I want to welcome you, Beth, to the show and introduce you to everybody.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
I am so pleased to have you. Thank you for taking the time to sit and chat with us in your beautiful space, your home. I love the background, looks gorgeous. And I'm really excited to dive into all of the topics that we have going on in today's episode. So the first thing that I always like to start with when I have my guests on is just to get a brief rundown of your background and how you came to the current stage in your business. I know you've been in this industry for a very long time, and our listeners and viewers are going to have a lot to learn from you. So I want to let you take it away and let us know
Sure.
where you started.
Yeah, I've lived in Michigan most of my life, but we lived 14 years overseas. So when we were overseas, we came back in 2017, and I always wanted to start my own business or do something creative. So the very beginning of 2018, I started my organizing business. And I was self-taught. I didn't have a lot of background in that, just moving a lot while we were in Europe and the Middle East. But I thought maybe I can do this. We had just fixed up our own house and I would love to help other people. So that's really how I got the idea. And then I started doing a little bit of research.
Wow.
So just started with a business card, graphics, because I have a graphics background, and started getting jobs pretty quickly.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. And I know so many people really need our help. And it's just such a great way to help and educate the folks in our community all at the same time. And I'm curious, what were you doing before you were a professional organizer?
Yeah. Before we moved to Europe in 2003, I have a graphics and technical writing background, journalism degree. So I worked with the big three for a few years and did a lot of technical graphics and writing. And I love the creative part of that too, like creative graphics and writing. So that just kind of filled in some of those marketing gaps when I started my business. So it really, really transformed it pretty well.
Yeah, I can imagine that would. That's one of the most difficult and sort of overwhelming aspects of being a business owner, especially when you're first starting out, is that marketing and sales and having a little bit of that background. I can imagine really helps a lot. It's a very steep learning curve for the rest of us, but that's why we have friends like you to help us along. So let's dive in a little bit more and talk about your organizing business now. So I know that you typically work with the target demographic, women in their mid 40s to mid 60s, something like that. So tell us what you love most about that target demographic.
Yeah, I kind of love to work with people like me, people in their 40s, 50s, early 60s, people with older kids. They don't have the little kids running around, people that are thinking about, selling that big home, downsizing, moving to Florida. They've got 30 or 40 years of stuff in their basement and they really need to declutter and organize their stuff before they move. I work with a lot of people that are thinking, yeah, we might want to move in a year or two. Let's start getting the process started. So I love that type of client. Most of my clients don't work. There's a few that do and have older kids. Like I said, some of them still have their older kids' stuff in their basement or their rooms are still kind of intact. So we go through those things too, but just love working that demographic. And they're a lot like me. So it's really easy conversation. I can relate to them. They can relate to me, and it works really well.
Yes, I can imagine that when you have a stranger into your home, that having somebody that you feel like totally gets you and understands where you're coming from can be very important.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming because you started your business probably about 6-7 years ago that you've kind of been working with that population for most of the time. And what would you say is their biggest struggle? Like, what do you feel like you're getting called for the most? What are they having the most issues with?
I think just that accumulation over time, because people in their 20s and 30s don't have as much stuff gathered up, but the people in their 50s do. That accumulation in the basement, maybe their husband doesn't want to get rid of stuff. Maybe they have a problem getting rid of stuff. And it's like, yeah, we want to kind of start thinking about the next part of our life. We got to get rid of some stuff if we're going to downsize.
Absolutely.
So one or two of them might have a problem getting rid of stuff from, decades ago in the basement, in the attic. in their closets.
Right. And the
What I'm
kids don't
dealing
want
with.
it either.
They don't. That's the other big problem right now with this next generation. They don't want any of the china. They don't want any of the furniture. They don't want it. So they're like, oh, now what do we do with it? This was my grandmother's dining room table, or this was my grandmother's jewelry or furniture. What do we do with it? So it's kind of tricky. Yeah.
Gosh, yeah, I can imagine. I don't know how it works in your area, but how are you thinking of trying to help them pass those things on, donate them, recycle them? Like, what are some of the resources you've been able to find?
Yeah, I do a lot of donations with Purple Heart, and they're a nonprofit, and they take almost everything that I bring to them. They take furniture, clothing, toys, anything at all. So I try to urge my clients, you really don't need all this. Let's pick out your favorites. Let's keep the stuff that you're really going to need in that next house or condo you're going into. And let's donate this to some family who could really use it. And that really does help a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine. And then as far as the things that are not donatable, like if you have something that's damaged by fire or water or whatever, it's missing pieces, cracked, like, do you have some resources?
I discard anything that will fit into their garbage or my garbage. And then I also have a couple of container guys that'll come and take stuff away. So that's great. Like junk guys.
Yes. Yeah. That's my favorite.
Really big clean outs. We do that. Yes.
Yes. The junk removal companies are such a godsend because I'm always looking for sustainable ways of getting rid of some of those bigger furniture pieces that are just not suitable for donation, and recycling centers don't always take them. So it just is what it is. So yeah, I'm always curious to see if anybody has a little trick up their sleeve when it comes to that.
Call the junk guys and they'll come get it.
Yep. I love it. I love it. So, continuing on with sort of your work day, I want to know what a typical work day looks like for you these days. I don't know if you have employees now, or if you are more in the managerial side and project manager, or if you're still kind of out there in the field. So tell us a little bit about what that looks like for you.
Yeah, I do a little bit of both. I do have a team of 6 or 7 women that I can call and say, hey, I've got a job. Are you available? Is it a good time or place, whatever? Typical morning is checking all my emails and Facebook and seeing if I have any leads. So my website generates a lot of leads. I get a lot of referrals, and people on Facebook from different groups will message me. So I go through that for about an hour, make appointments, and then I might have a session that day, like a 3 to 5 hour session. Some days I don't have sessions and I just kind of manage my people. But I sell a fair amount of hours every month, and I probably give away about 2/3 of the hours. Wow. So if I sell 150 hours, I'm giving away 100. And then I will go on the jobs with my girls, and then sometimes I turn the jobs over to my leads. So if it's a really good job and they really click with the client, I'll turn it over. Any job over 12 hours, I will bring an assistant or a lead with me. And I've been doing 60, 80 large hourly jobs, big jobs. So I've always got 2 or 3 people with me on a big job.
Yeah.
And then we just knock it out and try and just make sure the client's completely happy and getting all their decluttering and organized done in that time frame.
Cool. That's awesome. That sounds
Every day is different. Every day is different.
Yeah, it is. That's so true. And when you run a service-based business like that, and everybody has their own strategies for how they're doing sales and acquisition and stuff like that. So you did mention that you get a lot of your leads from your website. And I know that it's impossible to break all of that down in a short amount of time. But I'm just curious if you have a little bit of insight or a quick tip to let people know why that is. How is it that your website is able to generate such good leads?
I think 2 things. One is SEO, search engine optimization. I had somebody tweak my website last year, and I'm getting a lot more leads. And I think photos are really important too. So it doesn't always have to be the before and after photos, but if you can show people what you've done in the after photos, people will be like, oh yeah, I need that in my home, or I really think I need her, and they'll call me or send me a message.
Fantastic. Yeah.
2 things.
That's great advice, especially the after photo aspect, highlighting the transformation and what people are going to come to expect from working with you. They already have the mess. They don't necessarily need to see that on the website. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I want to point that out because that's a great piece of advice. So I feel like, and maybe I'm being slightly presumptuous here in saying this, but I feel like you have achieved great success in your professional organizing business. And so I want to kind of expand and unpack that word in your own words. Like, what do you feel like defines the success of your business?
I think it's a lot of hard work and determination, but I think that the definition of success to me is being really free with your time. I'm not locked into a desk job 9 to 5. I can pick and choose when I'm going to work. I can travel when I want. I've got a team here when I go up north or go on a trip. So I think it's that time freedom. And I think a lot of women, especially women that I coach, want that time freedom and want to work when they want to work, whether it's 10 hours a week or 30 hours a week. They can make their own schedule. And that's what I wanted to do when we came home from Dubai. I was like, I want a job that's impactful. I can create my own schedule and just do what I want when I want and enjoy the work. So that's how I define it.
Yeah, I love that. And I think the most important the most important word that you mentioned in terms of your success is the time. And I think that a lot of people going into the business have more of a scarcity mindset. They're thinking mostly about the money, which is fine. Like there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of business, obviously, is generating sales and revenue and everything. But I think when that becomes the focus, you tend to try and go about your business in a way that doesn't serve you and the time and the freedom that you want from that.
Right.
And so learning how to, especially from somebody who has done it successfully as you have, to learn how to really put time at the forefront of that success formula so that you are focusing on the right things, hiring a team, working on your SEO, all of the different things that are going to help you run the business the way you want to, so you don't end up burning both ends of the candle and giving.
Right. I did that for a little while. It's like, I've got to hire more people because I just want to be fresh and I want to be available to my people and not get that burnout feeling. So I do give away a lot of my hours to my girls because I want everything to be really, really run well on the jobs.
Absolutely. And that's another part of success of your business too, is providing opportunities for others to do what they love. That's just like an added layer. And that's something that I have just recently started doing in my own business within the last year. And it's been such a game changer to, like you said, be fresh, be available, be creative, innovative, all those things. So love pointing that stuff out. So I want to kind of just move on a little bit. I'm cheating and looking at my notes, of course.
Oh, sure.
So top 3 pieces of advice. And I know we're going to talk about this at the end because I know you offer business coaching for people wanting to get into the industry or level up their business as well, similar to something that I offer. So I want to make sure we get that out there. So knowing that you are a business coach in this industry, I want people to pay attention to your top 3 pieces of advice to anyone specifically just starting out. What would you say to them?
Number 1 is tell everybody what you're doing, because you can kind of build a network of people and like a web of like, all these people know what I do, so they can give me referrals. That's number 1. Tell everybody what you do, give them a business card, or just let them know what you're doing. Number 2 is networking specifically with small businesses. I did that a lot in my first year. People like hairdressers and dog walkers and yoga instructors and people that also have their own small business that we can refer each other to.
Yeah.
I've got my cards at my hairdresser's place. I've got my cards at my nail lady's place, and I get calls from those cards. So really that small business networking works really well. And number 3 is get yourself a Facebook business page and invite everybody you know there and create content and show people what you're doing. Show people the jobs you're doing.
Yeah, that's very simple, very clear. I love the networking with small businesses tip because one of the things I told you before we started that I moonlight as a fitness instructor as well. And so we have this concept about the sticky web of people. And so as an instructor, you have the ability to touch so many different, tap so many different networks. And so it all just becomes this big sticky web. So that's a fabulous, fabulous tip. So, and then your Facebook page, I was looking at your website a little while ago, and I noticed that you have a kind of an interesting Facebook group. I don't know if you still run that. It's like
Yes.
is it a home edit commentary page, or how would you describe that?
There's two groups. My organizing group for pro organizers is called Jumpstart, but then I have a large group fan page for the home edit, which is Clea and Joanna have their own show, the home edit, Get Organized. And it's a fan page dedicated to them and what they do and how we can work on our own homes too. So the people in that group are the people that are, trying to downsize, trying to declutter, and they're doing it themselves. So we give tips, we have photos. People say, oh, I have this tricky space. What should I do with it? And people will jump on and give advice like one-on-one. So that's really nice too.
That's fabulous. I love that. You sort of like taken something that's a bit more commercial and well-known and brought it into the educational space of the actual industry, which I think is really cool.
Yep.
Very
so I'm
powerful.
working with homeowners like one-on-one saying, yeah, let's put this room like this. Let's do this like that. Get rid of that and see if you can create, a better space.
Cool. Well, I will be sure to link to both of those groups down below. But before we sign off from this, I just want to make sure that anybody who is listening or watching today, if they click with you, they like what you're saying, and want them to be able to find you and know how to get in touch and work with you if possible. So let us know kind of what you have available for us.
Sure. Both of my Facebook groups are free. The Jumpstart to be a professional organizer is the pro organizer group, or someone thinking about being a pro. And then the home edit group, Get Organized with the Home Edit, is also an open free group. My website is Beth Spiroff, proorganizing.com. And I've also got my Jumpstart course on that. There's a tab at the top. And then my email is bethspiroff@gmail.com. And so any of those 4 ways you can get in touch with me. And the Jumpstart course is a self-paced course where you get all these different documents, videos, and calls with me about how to start your business and thrive in it.
Fabulous.
So all different types of components, contracts, tracking sheets, anything you could need to start your business.
Wonderful.
And I've got a lot of women who have gone through that and become very successful, even surpassing my sales and my success. It's incredible.
That's awesome. Well, that's what we want. That means you're a good coach, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love the coaching and the organizing part because I tend to go really hard. I can burn out on one and then I get to go do the other one for a while. And it's a really nice balance. Mm-hmm. So I love coaching women one-on-one, but I love going into homes and working on that garage, basement, kitchen, whatever they have. Mm-hmm. And I love the variety of it because it's just so much fun.
Yeah. And I think that's great too. It keeps your skills sharp on both sides of the knife. So you're able to really like walk the walk and talk the talk. And it's all relevant, because you're still like involved in the industry very intimately. So I do the same thing and I really respect that. I know how much work it is. And so I'm happy to have you on to share all of that and have those resources for us because it's very important.
Thanks. Yeah, yes. I love being here. This has been great.
Wonderful. Beth, thank you so much. And thank you all to the viewers and listeners for attending this podcast episode today. Beth, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, fam, that wraps it up. And I really, truly, as always, hope that you got tons of value out of this episode. Remember, if you did and you're an Apple Podcast user, please leave us a rave review. Let us know what you thought. I would be so honored to have your support and your feedback. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to give us that thumbs up. You can comment below if you have questions. Don't forget to get on my schedule. It does fill up real quick. So I want to make sure that I have the opportunity to sit down one-on-one and chat with you live and help you get started. Answer any questions that you have about starting your business, joining my pilot program, whatever it happens to be. I am happy to help you. And all of the information to get in touch with Beth is going to be down there below as well. She's super fabulous. And I encourage you, if you feel like you connect with her, to get in touch with her as well. Beyond that, join my free Facebook group, hang out with us there. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.